and welcome to another episode of Magic with Miss Christine. Every other week, I have been doing simple yet fun magic tricks that you can do with items you probably have at home. This week, we are going to do a card magic trick. There are many different kinds of card tricks. There are ones where a card gets ripped up and then restored, kind of like my first trick with the Post-it. There are also tricks where a card will disappear and reappear, kind of like my second trick. And there's also card tricks where you guess the card that someone pulled, kind of like a mind reading trick, like I did just the last episode. This week we are going to do one where it's kind of like a mind reading trick. Okay, helper, can I have my hat back? Thank you. After all, I'm going to be doing the magic trick, right? Right. I am going to have a deck of cards to pick from. Now, you can use any kind of deck of cards. It could be a standard deck, or it could be like mine. Mine is actually a Go Fish game that has all the letters of the alphabet, upper and lowercase. It doesn't really matter what kind of deck you use as long as all the cards are different. Okay, so this is how the trick goes. We're going to start with our deck of cards. And just to make sure the audience knows that this deck of cards is not in any particular order, it is completely random, we are going to do what? Shuffle. We're going to shuffle. We're going to mix them up. Okay, so you can cut the deck. That's when you split the deck and you put the bottom on the top. Or you might want to do a different kind of shuffle. This one's called a bridge shuffle. It's a little loud, so he likes to cover his ears. All right, and then that one really shuffles those cards up. All right, is it fully shuffled, or should I shuffle it a few more times? How many more times? 10 more times? Okay, we can do that, I guess. All right, 1. And 10. All right, now do you feel good about it? It's all in random order. All right, we're ready to begin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull cards from the bottom of the deck, okay? And you're going to say stop. And the card that I have my hand on the bottom, that's going to be your card that you have chosen. So you could wait for me to go through quite a few cards. You could have me do just a couple. It's totally up to you. Are you ready? Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to pull the cards from the bottom, starting now. You tell me when to stop, sir.
Stop!
Sure? Okay, so that card I had my hand on, that is going to be your card. Now what I want you to do is look at the card, and then you're going to also show it to the audience because they want to see it too. And I'm going to turn around so that I cannot see the card. And then when you have placed it back on that pile, face down, let me know and I will turn back around.
I'm getting it done.
Done? All right. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix those cards back into the deck so they're all random again. Okay. So we can put them in the middle there. I can do a few more splitting the deck here. And then I'm also going to do that bridge shuffle. It's a little loud. There we go. Now you can also shuffle the deck a little bit. So you can have your audience helper shuffle the deck just to make sure that it is completely random once again. All right, and when you're ready, just let me know. Okay, so now is where I'm going to try to read your mind and figure out what card you chose. So think deeply about the card that you chose, and I'm going to see if I can find it in the deck. No, I'm hearing a sound. I'm hearing a very interesting sound. Quack. Was this your card, sir? It's D for duck! That's why I was hearing a quack, wasn't I? That's a pretty neat trick, isn't it?
How did you do it?
He wants to find out how I did it. So now I'm going to show you how to do this trick. Now, if you're wondering, what? I thought magicians never revealed their secrets! Well, as you know, I am first and foremost a librarian, and we love to share information. So I'm going to show you how to do this trick. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is shuffle up the deck so the audience knows that you don't know the order of the deck, and that's not how you're finding out the card that they chose. So you can shuffle up the cards however you like. Like I said, you could cut the deck, you could do that bridge shuffle if you happen to know that one. However you want to shuffle the deck. The next part is key. You are going to take a peek at the bottom card. So in this case, it is R for rhinoceros. R for rhinoceros, okay? Then it is time for your helper, okay, to pick the card. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna slide that card, that R for rhinoceros, down with your finger, just like this. So I'm holding on to it below the deck. You wanna make sure that people cannot see the card that's sticking out, so you might wanna hold your deck a little bit differently. My helper here might be able to see it, but if you have an audience that's in front of you, they would not be able to see it, okay? Then you're gonna be pulling the cards from just above that card instead of pulling that card, all right? So I can pull the cards as many as they say until the word stop. So when they say stop, then you're gonna slide the card that's at the very bottom, R for rhinoceros right there. You're gonna slide that out and put it on the top of the deck. That's the card they've chosen, but you already know what that card is because it was the card on the very bottom. So when they show it to the audience and when they look at it themselves, you're gonna have your back to them, and then you'll turn back around and you're gonna mix those cards back into the deck. Again, you can shuffle however you would like, just to make sure they know that you do not know the placement of the card. That's not how you're picking out the card. You can even have your helper, your audience member that you chose, you can even have them shuffle the deck. Then is the part where you're going to pretend to read their mind. Okay, sir, can you think very deeply about that card? All right, you might want to say things as you're looking for the card. You might want to say things like, I hear a sound, or in this case, I see a color. I see a color gray, and I see a large horn. Oh man, what could that be? What could that be? Think more deeply. You got to help me out here. And then when you get to the card, you can have the reveal. Now in this case, I put the card on my hat, but you can do it however you would like to reveal the card. In this case, it is R for rhinoceros. So this is a pretty simple magic trick using cards. There are lots of different card tricks you can learn. In fact, we have books at the Bettendorf Public Library, which you can check out, and you can learn lots of different card tricks. This is my last magic trick for the summer, but keep an eye out because I am going to be doing some magic tricks for my after-school kids lab videos, which are coming up in the fall. So until next time,
Abracadabra! You're ruining the Oh.
quiet, quiet. It doesn't work.
Why?